Hi everybody, my name is Susan Blackburn. I'm the Director of Pre-K and Elementary Education for Wilkes County Schools. If you're like me, you're deep in the trenches of planning summer reading camp, and I'm hopeful that some of the tips that I'm going to share with you today will help you in your planning process. I am going to refer to my notes from time to time, so if you see me looking off to the left, that's what I'm doing. Let me tell you a little bit about Wilkes County. We have 13 elementary schools, and we use 6 of those schools as summer reading camp sites. The principals of 4 of those schools are the supervisors of their summer camp, and we also use the assistant principals at 2 of those schools as summer camp supervisors. We utilize community stops for our bus transportation for students, and those were designed last year. We're using the same 6 summer camp sites, so that's already taken care of. We were able to serve about 340 students in grades 1, 2, and 3 last year in summer reading camp. So the first thing I did last year after summer reading camp was to hold a debriefing session while it was fresh on our minds. I pulled together the principals and assistant principals, some of the teachers, some of the instructional coaches that helped during summer, and we talked about the things that really worked well, things that didn't work so well, and things that we needed to change to make our camp more successful for our students. I highly encourage you to do this as soon as summer camp is over, so everybody can remember those things that they want to change, and it'll just make for great conversation. One of the suggestions that came from the debriefing session was to hold a scheduled work day prior to the beginning of summer camp, and also an orientation for parents and students. We found that lots of teachers were coming in and working prior to summer camp, but we really needed to schedule a day where everybody was there, assistants were there, they were able to get their classrooms set up, materials ready, and also since we send some students to unfamiliar schools, we found that to be a little bit of a hurdle. Parents didn't know how to use the car line. They didn't feel comfortable just sending their child into a building they had never been in, releasing them to a teacher they didn't know and a principal that was unfamiliar. So that was a little bit of a hiccup, and we plan to fix that this year. So on June the 6th, we plan to have a half day of training for our teachers. They will be doing some summer remediation in the morning for our 3rd graders in math and for our 4th and 5th graders in reading and math during that week. We're calling that our Success Academy. And so we're going to do our teacher and staff training that afternoon, June the 6th. And then we're going to do a work day for all of our summer camp staff on June the 22nd, which is the Friday before summer camp begins on that following Monday. So teachers will have a chance to set up their rooms, prepare their materials, meet their assistant because that may be somebody they're unfamiliar with. They'll work from 12 to 4 that day, and then from 4 to 6 that evening, all parents at all sites can come to the schools and meet their teacher, figure out how to use the car line, meet the principal, and get those things out of the way before summer camp begins the following Monday. We designed a camp schedule with expectations for consistency across all 6 sites, and we wanted to be sure they included especially guided reading, read-alouds, foundational skills, vocabulary activities, fluency, comprehension. Last year we also purchased a computer program through a company called Achieve 3000 and a program called Smarty Ants that helped with foundational skills. And while the kids loved it and the teachers loved it, it was quite expensive, and so we probably will not be utilizing that again this year. We're looking at a program through Sundance called Spotlight on Comprehension, and this program already has teacher lesson plans with a skills focus, and it has a variety of leveled books that follow that same skill to meet the various students' needs. So we're planning to use that. We also are looking at some other things. We've not quite finalized the programs that we're going to use this summer. We're thinking about creating some boxes for foundational skills using FCRR. So we'll probably have some skills boxes that the instructional specialist will take with them along with the Spotlight on Comprehension. In the schedule, we also incorporated a recess time. It is summertime after all, and we hate to keep the kids inside all day without providing them a little outside time and a little breather during the day. We also, during our summer camp, we feed our students breakfast and lunch utilizing our child nutrition department and the summer feeding program. We also encourage the students to bring a snack during the day, and each site had to post a sign that they were a summer feeding site, and the camp supervisor and those assisting with serving had to attend a training with food service, so we made sure we were following guidelines there. Our camp this year will be the last week in June, Monday through Thursday. It will be 8 to 2 o'clock, and we're off for the week of July the 4th, and then the remaining 3 weeks in July. The Read to Achieve retest for third graders will be on the last Thursday of the camp. Last year I tried using online student applications using a Google form, and that just became really cumbersome. So this year we're using paper pencil applications, and one will be for the parents to complete. It provides the summer camp dates and times. It asks which sites they will be attending and what their transportation needs are. And these will be sent home with students in grades 1 and 2 with their third quarter report card. Students who are below benchmark based on progress monitoring since MOY will receive a letter. And we included a lot more information this year about the student. I sent Mia copies of the applications that teachers fill out about the student and applications that the parents complete. We found last year that we needed the IEP accommodations, custody information, health information, ESL information, 504, RTI. We just needed a total picture of the student to serve them appropriately. And each member of the staff who assists in completing the profile of the student needs to sign the application, and any pertinent plans such as health plans, IEPs, 504 plans, they need to be copied and placed in with the student files. And these files will be turned in to the instructional specialists or coaches. I don't know what your county calls them. We call them instructional specialists. And they will be distributed to the summer camp teachers on that training day. And those teachers will place students into classrooms, and they will group them according to their reading levels. The other new thing this year is that we're going to combine our first and second grade students based on their reading levels. Last year we had separate first and second grade classrooms, and I don't know that that was the most cost-effective way. And so a lot of our first and second graders are reading on similar levels. And so we decided that we would just put them, group them together. It won't matter if they're a first grader or a second grader. They'll be grouped according to their reading level. We usually try to keep the class size average between 6 and 8 if we can, certainly no more than 10 in a classroom. We know that smaller class sizes allows that teacher to get around to every student and is going to promote greater student success. So our third grade letters will go home after the EOG and the RTA exams are complete. This will be a quick turnaround. We included information on their applications about students' good cause exemptions, previous retentions they had, their EOG scores, their RTA scores, their Lexile level, and whether or not to continue that portfolio process during the summer. And all the applications, first grade, second grade, and third grade, will include the summary report from Reading 3D. I do a Google spreadsheet for each site for the teachers to take their students' attendance on. That allows us to keep track of who came to summer camp, how many days they came to summer camp. And at the end of the spreadsheet, there's a place for the teachers to indicate the ending TRC level for our first and second grade students, and in addition, for third grade students, the date they reached level P and whether or not they passed the RTA. And this is for ease of state reporting. You know, you have to report to the state how many students attended summer camp and what was their progress, how many students were able to pass the Read to Achieve exam, And it helps you to know who needs to go into transition classes for 4th grade and who needs to retest in the fall. So we're planning to send home a progress report this year to parents at the end of the summer camp and include a copy in the child's folder to be returned to his or her home school in the fall. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Here is my contact information. Oh, that's going to be backwards, so that's not going to be very helpful. But Mia has that information for you. If I can be of any assistance to you, if you have questions about anything that I've said, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Give me an email, and I will be more than happy to help you. I hope you have a great conference. See you soon, Mia. Bye-bye.